This week um, had an interesting incident that happened uh, where I work. Um, there was a gentleman in our cafeteria, and he had himself a huge gray backpack. And so I was curious, and so I went over and struck up a little conversation, asked him where he was from, and he mentioned that um, he's from Spokane, Washington, and I'm out here in Shenandoah, Iowa. And he relayed to me that he walked all this way. Give you a little background of what he told me. Uh, he's a 32-year veteran in the Army, retired. After he retired, he went to Iraq to do a contract job for 5 years with some other guys. Um, During that time, he got severely stressed, and obviously, but um, that stress uh, caused him to overeat, and he was eating like 4 or 5 times a day. So he got out of his job, came back to Spokane, Washington, and uh, he was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, and so um, and severely overweight, and he decided that he did not want to go the route of having mental treatment and all that. He wanted to heal himself. This was his burden, and so he decided to walk. And boy, did he walk! Uh, he said that um, when he left his home in Spokane, Washington, he had probably a total weight of about 450 pounds on his feet. That's including his backpack and things of that nature. Um, but when I saw him, he was looking pretty slender. And I need to add, this man is 66 years old. And we worry about our weight and daily crap. Anyhow, um, and he just walked. And he keeps on walking. But, the thing that struck me from our conversation is he is on his ninth pair of shoes. And, that got me thinking over the week about, the shoes that we wear. And, and I'm not talking about our Nikes or whatever it is. I'm talking about our spiritual shoes. And the kind of shoes that we choose to wear. We all each have our own precepts, our own doctrines, moral codes, things that we live by or don't live by, things that we refuse. And it's interesting how this man has gone through 9 pairs of shoes by walking. How many shoes do we go through? Do we still have the same pair of shoes on that we've always had and just gotten comfortable with? Is it possible that if we look down at our shoes that perhaps they got holes in them, perhaps they get water in them, perhaps they're not so healthy for your feet? There's all kinds of things you could attach to this. Spiritual shoes, are they too big? Are you putting on burdens upon yourself that you shouldn't? Are they too small? Do you feel too comfortable or complacent in your life, and therefore you feel you need your burden lightened all the time and don't want to expand or learn? Uh, but what I came away from this was not only a renewed admiration for these types of people who want to cure and fix themselves, um, and also want to lose weight, things of that nature, but also the types of shoes that we wear and how we wear them. Um, those of us that live by certain moral codes and principles, especially those of us who are devout, religious, um, we life is tough, and it's tough for everybody. But when you have certain traditional values and conservative values, you have opposition coming from all sides, and it makes it very tough. And we have to check our shoes often because they get worn out quite a bit. And it's at those times that we need to change those shoes and to keep us strong, and most of all to keep us going straight, to keep us moving. Um, but that's the main focus that I want to teach people is that um, we always need to be aware and take inventory of our spiritual selves and evaluate where we are. Are we um, setting a good example for our posterity and those around us? Um, those things are important because those things are the things that you leave behind after you're dead. Those things are the things that enrich yourself and your family, those around you. And so, you know, I'm very blessed and pleased with being able to meet this man and the lesson that he taught me, and hopefully something that I can teach and extend to anyone else is to always, always, always take inventory of yourself. Do not get in the bind of feeling too comfortable, and at the same time, on the opposite end, too stressed out. Find that happy medium that still allows you to expand and grow and learn, um, because that's what this journey is all about: learning, expanding, um, being further than where you were yesterday, and still looking towards a goal tomorrow. And so, always take inventory and always take a look at your shoes.